남규태방송 시청자 여러분 안녕하십니까? 오늘은 2023년 4월 27일 목요일입니다. 현재 시간은 오전 6시 36분입니다. 성경공부 459회 방송을 시작하겠습니다. 성경은 신명기 24장부터 영문으로 읽어보겠습니다. If a man marries a woman who becomes displeasing to him because he finds something indecent about her, and he writes her a certificate of divorce, gives it to her, and sends her from his house. And if after she leaves his house, she becomes the wife of another man, and her second husband dislikes her and writes her certificate of divorce, gives it to her, and sends her from his house. Or if he dies, then her first husband, who divorced her, is not allowed to marry her again after she has been defiled. That would be detestable in the eyes of the Lord. Do not bring sin upon the land the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance. If a man has recently married, he must not be sent to or have any other duty laid on him. For 1 year, he is to be free to stay at home and bring happiness to the wife he has married. Do not make a pair of millstones, not even the upper one, as a security for debt, because that would be taking a man's life livelihood as security. If a man is caught kidnapping one of his brother Israelites and treats him as a slave or sells him, the kidnapper must die. You must purge the evil from among you. In cases of leprous diseases, be very careful to do exactly as the priest who Levites instruct you. You must follow carefully what I have commanded them. Remember what the Lord your God did to Miriam along the way after you came out of Egypt. When you make a loan of any kind to your neighbor, do not go into his house to get what he is offering as a pledge. Stay outside and let the man to whom you are making the loan bring the pledge out to you. If the man is poor, do not go to sleep with his pledge in your possession. Return his cloak to him by sunset so that he may sleep in it. And then he will thank you, and it will be regarded as a righteous act in the sight of the Lord your God. Do not take advantage of a hired man who is poor and needy, whether he is a brother Israelite or an alien living in one of your towns. Pay him his wages each day before sunset, because he is poor and is counting on it. Otherwise, he may cry to the Lord against you, and you will be guilty of sin. Fathers shall not be put to death for their children, nor children put to death for their fathers. It is to die for his own sin. Do not deprive the lion or the fatherless of justice, or take the cloak of the widow as a pledge. Remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you from there. That is why I command you to do this. When you are harvesting in your field and you overlook sheep, do not go back to get it. Leave it for the lion, the fatherless, and the widow. so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. When you pick the olives from your trees, do not go over the branches a second time. River, what remains for no, the lion, the fatherless, and the widow. When you harvest the grapes in your vineyard, do not go over the vines again. Leave what remains for the lion, the fatherless, and the widow. Remember that you all slaves in Egypt. That is why I command you to do this. When men have a dispute, they are to take it to a court, and the judges will decide the case. Equal thing, the innocent and condemning the guilty. If the guilty man deserves to be beaten, the judge shall make him lie down and have him flogged in his presence with the number of lashes his crime deserves, but he must not give him more than 40 lashes. If he is flogged more than that, your brother will be degraded in your eyes. Do not muzzle an ox while it is trading out the grain. If the brothers are living together and one of them dies without a son, his widow must not marry outside the family. Her husband, the brother, shall take her and marry her and fulfill the duty of brother-in-law to her. The first son she bears shall carry on the name of the dead brother, so that his name will not be blotted out from Israel. However, if a man does not want to marry his brother's wife, she shall go to the elders at the town gate and say, "My husband's brother refuses to carry on his brother's name in Israel. He will not fulfill the duty of a brother-in-law to me." Then the elders of his town shall summon him and talk to him. If he persists in saying, "I do not want to marry her," his brother's widow shall go to him in the presence of the elders, take up one of his sandals, spit in his face, and say, "This is what is done to the man who will not build up his brother's family line. That man's line shall be known in Israel as the family of the unsandaled." If two men and fighting, and the wife of one of them comes to rescue her husband from his assailant, and she reaches out and seizes him by his private parts. You shall cut off her hand, show her no pity. Do not have to tippling weight in your bag, one heavy, one light. Do not have two differing measures in your house. One large, one small. You must have accurate and honest weight and measures. So that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. For the Lord your God detests anyone who does these things, anyone who deals dishonestly. Remember what ML Kites did to you along the way when you came out of Egypt, when you were weary and run out. They met you on your journey and cut off all who were lagging behind. They had no fear of God. When the Lord your God gives you rest from all the enemies around you in the land He is giving you to possess as an inheritance, you shall blot out the memory of Amalek from under heaven to not forget. When you have entered the land, the Lord your God is giving you as an inheritance and have taken possession of it and settled in it. Take some of the first fruits of all that you produce from the soil of the land the Lord your God is giving you, and put them in a basket. Then go to the place the Lord your God will choose as a dwelling for His name, and say to the priest in upper office at the time, I declare today to the Lord your God that I have come to the land the Lord swore to our poor fathers to give us. The priest shall take the basket from your hands and set it down in front of the altar of the Lord your God. Then you shall declare before the Lord your God, my father was wandering Aramean, and he went down into Egypt with a few people and lived there and became a great nation, powerful and numerous, but the Egyptians mistreated us and made us suffer, putting us to hard labor. Then we cried out to the Lord, the God of our fathers, and the Lord heard our voice and saw our misery, toil and oppression. So the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and and a stretched arm with great terror and with miraculous signs and wonders. He brought us to this place and gave us this land, flowing with milk and honey. And now I bring the first fruits of the soil that you, O Lord, have given me. Place the basket before the Lord your God and fall down before him, and you and the Levites and the alliance among you shall rejoice in all the good things the Lord your God has given to you and your household. When you have finished setting aside all tents of all your produce in the third year, day of the tithes, you shall give in to the Levite, the alien, the fatherless, and the widow, so that they may eat in your towns and be satisfied. Then say to the Lord your God, I have removed from my house the sacred portion and have given it to the Levite, the lion, the fatherless, and the widow, according to all you commanded. I have not turned aside from your commands, nor have I forgotten any of them. I have not eaten any of the sacred portion while I was in mourning, nor have I removed any of it while I was unclean, nor have I offered any of it to the dead. I have obeyed the Lord my God. I have done everything you commanded me. Look down from heaven, your holy dwelling. Praise and bless your people Israel and the land you have given us, as you promised on oath to our forefathers, a land flowing with milk and honey. And the Lord your God commands you this day to follow these decrees and laws. Carefully observe them with all your heart and with all your soul. You have declared this day that the Lord is your God, and then you will walk in his ways. Then you will keep his decrees, commands, and laws, and then you will obey him. And the Lord has declared this day, then you are his people, his treasured possession, as he promised, and that you are to keep all his commands. He has declared that he will set you in place, prime and honor high above all the nations. He has made and that you will be a people holy to the Lord your God, as he promised. Moses and the elders of Israel commanded the people, keep all these commands that I give you today. When you have crossed the Jordan into the land the Lord your God is giving you, set up some large stones and coat them with a plaster, write on them all the words of this law. When you have crossed over to enter the land the Lord your God is giving you, land flowing with milk and honey, just as the Lord, the God of your fathers, promised you. And when you have crossed the Jordan, set up these stones on Mount Abel, as I command you today, and go to them with a plaster, build there an altar to the Lord your God, an altar of stones. Do not use any iron tool upon them. Build the altar of the Lord your God with fill the stones and offer burnt offerings on it to the Lord your God. Sacrifice fellowship offerings. They are eating them and rejoicing in the presence of the Lord your God, and you shall write very clearly all the words of this law on these stones you have set up. When then Moses and the priests who are Levites said to all Israel, be silent, O Israel, and listen. You have now become the people of the Lord your God. Obey the Lord your God and follow his commands and decrees that I give you today. On the same day, Moses commanded the people, when you have crossed the Jordan, these tribes shall stand on Mount Gerizim to oppress the people. Shimon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Joseph, and Benjamin, and these tribes shall stand on Mount Ebal to pronounce curses. Reuben, Gad, Aser, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. The Levites shall recite to all the people of Israel in a loud voice. Cursed is the man who carves an image or casts an idol, a thing detestable to the Lord, the work of the craftsman's hands, and sets it up in secret. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who dishonors his father or his mother. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who moves his neighbor's boundary stone. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who leads the blind astray on the Lord. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who withholds justice from the earth, or lie on the fatherless or the widow. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who sleeps with his father's wife, for he dishonors his father's bed. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who has sexual relations with any animal. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who sleeps with his sister, the daughter of his father, or the daughter of his mother. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who sleeps with his mother-in-law. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who kills his neighbor secretly. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who accepts bribe to kill an innocent person. Then all the people shall say, Amen. Cursed is the man who does not uphold the words of this law by carrying them out. Then all the people shall say, Amen. If people obey the Lord your God and careful follow all his commands, I give you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations on earth. All these blessings will come upon you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God. You will be blessed in the city and blessed in the county. The fruit of your womb will be blessed in the crops of your land and the young of your livestock, the calves of your herders, and the lambs of your flocks. Your basket and your kneading through syrup will be blessed. You will be blessed when you come in and blessed when you go out. The Lord will grant that enemies who rise up against you will be defeated before you. They will come at you from one direction, but flee from you in seven. The Lord will send a blessing on your barns and on everything you put your hand to. The Lord your God will bless you in the land He is giving you. The Lord will establish you as His holy people, as He promised you on oath. If you keep the commands of the Lord your God and walk in His ways. Then all the peoples on earth will see that you are called by the name of the Lord, and they will fear you. The Lord will grant you abundant prosperity in the fruit of your womb, the young of your livestock, and the crops of your ground in the land He swore to your forefathers to give you. The Lord will open the heavens, the store house of His bounty, to send rain on your land in season, and to bless all the work of your hands. You will lend to many nations, but will borrow from none. The Lord will make you the head, not the tail, if you pay attention to the commands of the Lord your God that I give you this day, and carefully follow them. You will always be at the top, never at the bottom. Do not turn aside from any of the commands I give you today, to the right or to the left, following other gods and serving them. However, if you do not obey the Lord your God, and do not carefully follow all His commands and decrees I am giving you today, all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. You will be cursed in the city and cursed in the country. Your basket and your kneading sorrow will be cursed. The fruit of your womb will be cursed, and the crops of your land, and the calves of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. You will be cursed when you come in, and cursed when you go out. The Lord will send on you curses, confusion, and the book in everything you put your hand to, until you are destroyed and come to a sudden unit because of the evil you have done in forsaking Him. And the Lord will plague you with diseases until He has destroyed you from the land you are entering to possess. The Lord will strike you with wasting disease, with fever and inflammation, with a scorching heat and drought, with blight and mildew, which will plague you until you perish. The sky over your head will be bronze, the ground beneath you iron. The Lord will turn the rain of your country into dust and powder. It will come down from the skies until you are destroyed. The Lord will cause you to be defeated before you enemies. You will come at them from one direction up, but flee from them in seven, and you will become a thing of honor, horror to all the kingdoms on earth. Your carcass will be put for all the birds of the air and the beasts of the earth, and there will be no one to frighten them away. The Lord will afflict you with the birds of Egypt and with tumors, pestering sores, and the itch from which you cannot be called. The Lord will afflict you with madness, blindness, and confusion of mind. At midday you will grope about like a blind man in the dark. You will be successful in everything you do. Day after a day you will be oppressed and loved, with no one to rescue you. You will be pleased to be married to a woman, but another will take her and ravish her. Will build a house, but you will not live in it. You will plant a vineyard, but you will not even begin to enjoy its fruit. Your ox will be slaughtered before your eyes, but you will eat none of it. Your donkey will be forcibly taken from you and will not be returned. Your sheep will be given to your enemies, and no one will rescue them. Your sons and daughters will be given to another nation, and you will hear out your eyes watching for them day after day, powerless to lift a hand. People that you do not know will eat what your land and river produce, and you will have nothing but cruel oppression or your days. Besides, she will drive you mad. The Lord will afflict your knees and legs with painful balls that cannot be caused, spreading from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. The Lord will drive you and king you, set over you to a nation no to you or your fathers. You will worship other gods of wood and stone. You will become a thing of horror and an object of scorn and ridicule to all the nations will the Lord will drive you. You will sow much seed in the field, but you will harvest little, because locusts will devour it. You will plant vineyards and cultivate them, but you will not drink the wine or gather the grapes, because worms will eat them. We'll have alive trees throughout your country, but you will not use the oil, because the live bulls will drop. You will have sons and daughters, but you will not keep them, because they will go into captivity. Swarms of locusts will take over all your trees and the crops of your land. The lion will live among you, will rise above you higher and higher, but you will sink lower and lower. He will lend to you, but you will not lend to him. He will be the head, but you will be the tail. All these curses will come upon you. They will pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the Lord your God and observe the commands and decrees He gave you. They will be a sign and a wonder to you and your descendants forever, because you did not serve the Lord your God joyfully and gladly in the time of prosperity. Therefore, in hunger and thirst, in nakedness and their dire poverty, you will serve the enemies the Lord sends against you. He will put an iron yoke on your neck until he has destroyed you. The Lord will bring attention against you from far away, from the ends of the earth, like an eagle swooping down a nation or language you will not understand. Fierce looking nation without respect for the old or pity for the young. They will devour the young of your livestock and the crops of your land until you are destroyed. They will have you no grain, new wine or oil, nor any carbs of your holders, or lambs of your flocks, until you are ruined. They will lay siege to all the cities throughout your land until the high fortified walls in which you trust fall down. They will be siege all the cities throughout the land the Lord your God is giving you. Because of the falling, that your enemy will imprint on you during the siege. You will eat the fruit of the rumble, the flesh of the sons and daughters the Lord your God has given you. Even the most gentle and sensitive man among you will have no compassion on his own brother or the wife he loves all his surviving children, and he will not give to one of them any of the flesh of his children that he is eating. It will be all he has left because of the suffering your enemy will inflict on you during the season of all your cities. The most gentle and sensitive woman among you, so sensitive and gentle that she would not venture to touch the ground with the sole of her foot will be grudgy. The husband she loves and her own son or daughter, the after birth from her womb and the children she heals, for she intends to eat them secretly during the siege and in the distress that your enemy will inflict on you in your cities. If you do not carefully follow all the words of this law, which are written in this book, and do not revere this glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, the Lord will send fearful plagues on you and your descendants, harsh and prolonged disasters and severe and lingering in he will bring upon you all the diseases of Egypt that you treated, all and they will cling to you. The Lord will also bring on you every kind of sickness and disaster, not recorded in this book of the law, until you are destroyed, you who were as numerous as the stars in the sky will be left but few in number, because you did not obey the Lord your God, just as it pleased the Lord to make you prosper and increase in number, so it will please him to ruin and destroy you. You will be uprooted from the land you are entering to possess. Then the Lord will scatter you among all nations, from one end of the earth to the other. They will worship other gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your fathers have known. Among those nations you will find no repose, no resting place for the sole of your foot. The Lord will give you an anxious mind, as really with a longing and despairing heart. You will live in constant suspense, filled with dread both night and day, and never sure of your life. In the morning, you will say, if only it were evening, and in the evening, if any it were morning. Beauty, because of the terror that will fill your heart and the sights that your eyes will see. The Lord will send you back in ships to Egypt on a journey I said you should never make again. There you will offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as a male and female slaves, but no one will but you. Pay, no one will pay you. These are the terms of the covenant the Lord commanded Moses to make with the Israelites in Moab. In addition to the covenant he had made with them at Horeb, Moses commanded all the Israelites and said to them, "Your eyes have seen all that the Lord did in Egypt to Pharaoh, to all his officials, and to all his land. With your own eyes you saw those great trials, those miraculous signs, and great wonders. But to this day, the Lord has not given you a mind that understands all eyes, that see all ills, that heal during the 40 years that I led you through the desert. Your clothes did not wear out, nor did the sandals on your feet. You ate no bread and drank no wine or other fermented drink. I did this so that you might know that I am the Lord your God. When you reached this place, Sihon, king of Heshbon, and Og, king of Basan came out to fight against us, but we defeated them. We took the land and gave it as an inheritance to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh. Carefully follow the terms of this covenant, so that you may prosper in everything you do. All of you are standing today in the presence of the Lord your God, your leaders and chief men, your elders and officials and all the other men of Israel, together with your children and your wives and the alliance living in your campus, who cope your wood and carry your whether you are standing here in order to enter into a covenant with the Lord your God. Covenant the Lord is making with you this day and setting ceiling with on us to confirm you this day as his people, that he may be your God as the promise, the you and as he swore to your fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm making this covenant with us, not only with you who are standing here with us today in the presence of the Lord our God, but also with those who are not here today. You yourselves know how we lived in Egypt and how we passed through the countries on the way here. You saw among them the test of images and idols of wood and stone, of silver and gold. Make sure there is no man or woman, clan or tribe among you today whose heart turns away from the Lord our God to go and worship the gods of those nations. Make sure there is no root among you that produces such a bitter poison. When such a person hears the words of this oath, he invokes a blessing on himself, and therefore things will be safe, even though I persist in going my own way. This will bring disaster on the watered land as well as the dry. The Lord will never be willing to forgive him. His wrath and chill will burn against that man. All the curses written in this book will fall upon him, and the Lord will blot out his name from the heaven. The Lord will single him out from all the tribes of Israel for disaster, according to all the curses of the covenant written in this book of the law. Your children who follow you in later generations, and foreigners who come from distant lands will see the calamities that have fallen all on the land, and the diseases with which the Lord has afflicted it. The whole land will be during based salt and sulfur, nothing planted, nothing sprouting, no vegetation growing on it. It will be like the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Edom and Zeboim, which the Lord overthrew in fierce anger. All the nations will ask, why has the Lord done this to this land? Why this fierce burning anger? And the answer will be, it is because these people haven't done the covenant of the Lord, the God of their fathers, the covenant He made with them when He brought them out of Egypt. They went up and worshipped other gods and bowed down to them. Gods they did not know. Gods He had not given them. Therefore, the Lord's anger burned against this land, so that He brought on it all the curses written in this book in furious anger and in great wrath. The Lord uprooted them from the land and thrust them into another land as it is now. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may follow all the orders of this law. When all these blessings and curses I have seen before you come upon you, and you take them to heart, wherever the Lord your God disperses you among the nations, and when you and your children return to the Lord your God and obey Him with all your heart and with all your soul, according to everything I command you today, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have compassion on you and gather you again from all the nations where He scattered you, even if you have been banished to the most distant land under the heavens. From there, the Lord your God will gather you and bring you back. He will bring you to the land that belonged to your fathers, and you will take possession of it. He will make you more prosperous and numerous than your fathers. The Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants, so that you may love Him with all your heart and with all your soul and life. The Lord your God will put all these curses on your enemies you hate and persecute you. Will again obey the Lord and follow all His commands I am giving you today. Then the Lord your God will make you most prosperous in all the work of your hands and in the fruit of your womb, the young of your livestock, and the crops of your land. The Lord will again delight in you and make you prosperous, just as He delighted in your fathers. If you obey the Lord your God and keep His commands and decrees that are written in this book of the law and turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Now, what I am commending you today is not too difficult for you all beyond your reach. It is not up in heaven, so that you have to ask who will ascend into heaven to get it and proclaim it to us, so we may obey it. Nor is it beyond the sea, so that you have to ask who will cross the sea to get it and proclaim it to us, so we may obey it. No, the world is better only you. It is in your mouth and in your heart, so you may obey it. See, I said before you today life and prosperity, death and destruction. For I command you today to love the Lord your God, to walk in His ways and to keep His commands, decrees and laws. Then He will live and increase, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess. But if your heart turned away and you are not obedient, and if you are drawn away to bow down to other gods and worship them, I declare to you this day that you will certainly be destroyed. You will not live long in the land you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. This day I call heaven and earth as witnesses against you that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curses. Now choose life so that you and your children may live. And then you may love the Lord your God, listen to His voice, and hold fast to Him. For the Lord is your life, and He will give you many years in the land of the soul to give to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then Moses went out and spoke these words to all Israel. I am now 120 years old, and I am no longer able to read you. The Lord has said to me, you shall not cross the Jordan. The Lord your God Himself will cross over ahead of you. He will destroy these nations before you, and you will take possession of their land. Joshua also will cross over ahead of you. As the Lord said, and the Lord will do to them what he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, whom he destroyed along with their land. The Lord will deliver them to you, and you must do to them all that I have commanded you. Be strong and courageous, courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Then Moses did Joshua and said to him in the presence of all Israel, be strong and courageous, for you must go with these people into the land that the Lord swore to their forefathers to give them, and you must divide it among them as their inheritance. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. So Moses wrote down this law and gave it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. Then Moses commanded them at the end of every 7 years, in the year for canceling debts, during the feast of tabernacles, when all Israel comes to appear before the Lord your God at the place he will choose. You shall read this law before them in their building, assembling the people, men, women, and children, and the lion arriving in your towns, so they can listen and learn to fear the Lord your God, and follow carefully all the words of this law. Their children who do not know this law must hear it and learn to fear the Lord your God as long as you arrive in the land you crossing the Jordan to possess. The Lord said to Moses, now the day of your death is near. Call Joshua and present yourselves at the tent of meeting. I will commission him. So Moses and Joshua came and presented themselves at the tent of meeting. Then the Lord appeared all the tent in a pillar of crowd, and the crowd stood over the entrance to the tent. And the Lord said to Moses, "You are going to rest with your fathers, and these people will soon prostitute themselves to the foreign gods of the land they are entering. They will forsake me and break the covenant I made with them. Or that day I will become angry with them and forsake them. I will hide my face from them, and they will be destroyed. Many disasters and difficulties will come up them, and on that day they will ask, have not this disaster come upon you, because our God is not with us, and I will certainly hide my face on that day because of all their wickedness in turned to other gods. Now write down for yourselves this song and teach it to the Israelites, and have them sing it so that it may be witness for me against them. When I brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey, the land promised on oath to their forefathers, and when they eat, they will fill and strive. They will turn to other gods and worship them, rejecting me and breaking my covenant. And when many disasters and difficulties come upon them, this song will testify against them, because it will not be forgotten by their descendants. I know what they are disposed to do. Even before I bring them into the land I promised them on earth, so Moses wrote down this song that day, and daughter to the Israelites. The Lord gave this command to Joshua, son of Nun. Be strong and courageous, for you will bring the Israelites into the land I promised them on oath, and I myself will be you. After Moses finished writing in a book the orders of this law from beginning to end, he gave this command to the Levites who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord. Take this book of the law and place it beside the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God. There is will remain as a witness against you, for I know how rebellious and still-necked you are. If you have been rebellious against the Lord while I am still alive and with you, how much more will you rebel after I die? assembly before me all the elders of your tribes and all your officials, so that I can speak these words in their hearing and call heaven and earth to testify against them, for I know that after my death you are sure to become utterly corrupt and to turn from the way I have commanded you. In days to come, disaster will fall upon you because you will do evil in the sight of the Lord and provoke him to anger by what your hands have made. Listen, O heavens, and I will speak. Hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Let my teaching fall like rain, and my words descend like dew, like dew was on your grass, like abundant rain on tender plants. I proclaim the name of the Lord, or praise the greatness of our God. He is the rock, his works are perfect, and all his ways are just. Peaceful God, who does no long Almighty and just is he. They objected corruptly told him, to their shame, they are no longer his children, but warped and crooked generation. Is this the way you repay the Lord, O foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father, your creature, who made you and formed you? Remember the days of old. Consider the generations long past. Ask your father, and he will tell you, your elders, and they will explain to you. And the Most High gave the nations their inheritance. When he divided all mankind, he set boundaries for the peoples according to the number of the sons of Israel. Jacob is allotted inheritance. In the desert land, he found him in Berian and hollow ring waste. He shielded him and were cared for him. He guarded him as the apple of his eye, like an eagle that stirs up its nest and heavens over its young, that spreads its wings to catch them. and carries them on its pinions. The Lord alone lead him. No foreign God was with him. He made him ride on the height of the land, and fed him with the fruit of the fields. He nourished him with honey from the rock, and with oil from the plenty crag, with cows and milk from herd and flock, and with pattern and lambs and goats, with choice lambs of Basan, and pine nest kernels of wheat. You drank the foaming blood of the grape. Jeshurun grew fat and kicked, filled with food. He became heaven and sleek. He abandoned God who made him, and rejected the rock his savior. They made him jealous with the foreign gods, and angered him with their detestable idols. They sacrifices to demons, which are not God. Gods they had not known. Gods that recently appeared. Gods your fathers did not fear. You deserted the Lord who fathered you. You forget God who gave you birth. The Lord saw this and rejected them, because he was agreed by his sons and daughters. I will hide my face from them, he said, and see what their end will be, for they are perverse generations. Children who are unfaithful, they made me jealous by what is no good, and angered me with their worthless idols. I will make them embarrassed by those who are not all people. I will make them angry by a nation that has no understanding. For fire has been kindled by my race, one that burns to the realm of death. Below, I will devour the earth and its harvest, and set afire all the foundations of the mountains. I will heap calamities upon them, and spend my arrows against them. I will send wasting flame against them, consuming pestilence and deadly plague, I'll send against them the fangs of wild beasts, the venom of vipers that glide in the dust in the street. The soul will make them childless. In their homes, terror will reign. Young men and young women will perish in infants, and gray-haired men I said I would scatter them in the blood out their memory from mankind, but I treated the thought of the enemy lest the adversary misunderstand and say our hand has triumphed. The Lord has not done all this. They are a nation without sense. There is no discernment in them. If only they were all wise and would understand this and discern what their end will be. How could one man gaze a substance or to put 10,000 to flight unless the Lord had sold them, unless the Lord had given them up? For the Lord is not like our Lord, as even our enemies considered. Thereby comes from the vine of Sodom and from the fields of Gomorrah. The wine comes from the vine of Sodom and from the fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are filled with poison, and their cluster with bitterness. Their wine is the venom of serpents, the deadly poison of cobras. Have I not kept this in reserve and still sealed it in my vault? It is mine to avenger. I repay in due time. The putty will sleep. The day of disaster is near, and the doom rushes upon them. The Lord will judge his people and have compassion on his servants. When he sees the strength is gone and no one is left slave or free, he will say, now where are they all gathered the lot. They took refuge in the gods who ate the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings. Let them rise up to help you. Let them give you shelter. See, now that I myself am He, there is no God besides me. I put to death and bring to life. I have wanted, and I will heal. And no one can deliver out of my hand. I lift my hand to heaven and declare, as surely as I live forever, when I sharpen my preaching sword and my hand grasps it in judgment, I will take vengeance on my adversaries and repay those who hate me. I'll make my arrows drunk with blood, while my sword devours flesh, the blood of the slain and the captives, the heads of the enemy leaders. Rejoice, O nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants. He will take vengeance on his enemies and make atonement for his land. And the people, Moses came with Joshua, son of Nun, and spoke all the words of this song in the hearing of the people. And Moses finished reciting all these words to all Israel. He said to them, take to heart all those I have solemnly declared to you this day, so that you may command your children to obey carefully all the orders of this law. They are not idle orders for you, they are your life. By them you will live song in the land you are crossing the Jordan to possess. On the same day, the Lord told Moses, go into the Abarim range to Mount Nebo in Moab, across from Jericho and view Canaan, the land I am giving the Israelites as their own possession. There on the mountain, then you have climbed you will die and be gathered to your people, just as your brother Aaron died on Mount Had and was gathered to his people. This is because both of you broke face with me in the presence of the Israelites at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh in the desert of Zin, and because you did not uphold my holy among the Israelites, therefore you will see the land only from a distance. You will not enter the land I'm giving to the people of Israel. This is the blessing that Moses, the man of God, pronounced on the Israelites before his death. He said, the Lord came from Sinai and throned over them from Seir. He shone forth from Mount Paran, him with mighty myriads of holy ones from the source, from the mountain props. Surely it is you who love the people. All the holy ones are in your hand. And your feet, they all bow down, and from you receive instruction. Through that Moses gave us the possession of the assembly of Jacob. He was king over Jeshurun. When the leaders of the people assembled along with the tribes of Israel, let Reuben live and not die, not his men he be few. And this he said about Judah. Hear, O Lord, the cry of Judah, bring him to his people, which his own hands he depends his cause, or be his help against his foes. About Levi, he said, your Tamim and Urim belong to the man you favored. Your Tamim and Urim belong to the man you favored. You tested him at Messay. You contended with him at the western of Meribah. He said of his father and mother, I have no regard for them. He did not recognize his brothers or colleagues. His own children. But he watched over your all and guarded your covenant. He teaches your precept to Jacob and your law to Israel. He offers incense before you and all burnt offerings on your altar. Bless all his skills, O Lord, and be pleased with the work of his hands. Smite the loins of those who rise up against him. Strike his foes till they rise no more. About Benjamin, he said, let the beloved of the Lord rest secure in him, for he shields him all day long, and the Lord loves rests between his shoulders. About Joseph, he said, made Lord bless his land with the precious dew from heaven above and with the deep waters that lie below. With the best the sun brings forth, and the finest the moon can yield, with choicest gift of the ancient mountains and the propolis of the everlasting hills, with the best gift of the earth and its fullness and the favor of him who dwelt in the burning bush. Let all these rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of prince among his brothers. In Meiji he is like a firstborn bird. His horns the horns of wild ox. With them he will go the nations. Even those at the ends of the earth, such are the 10,000s of Ephraim. Such are the thousands of Manasseh, about Zebulun. He said, rejoice, Zebulun, in your going out, and you Issachar in your tents. To the mountain and thereof satisfies of righteousness. They will feast on the abundance of the seas, on treasures hidden in the center. About God, he said, blessed is he who enlarges God's domain. God lives there like a lion. Tearing arm or head, he chose the best land for himself. The leader's portion was kept for him. When the heads of the people assembled, he carried out the Lord's righteous will and his judgment concerning Israel. About then he said, then is on cup, a spring out of Bashan. About Naphtali, he said, Naphtali is abounding with the favor of the Lord, and is full of his blessing. He will inherit as also world to take. About Asher, he said, most precious of sons is Esther. Let him be favored by his brothers, and let him bathe his feet in oil. The balls of your gates will be iron and bronze, and your strength will equal your days. There is no one like the God of Jeshurun, who lights on the heavens to help you, and on the clouds in his majesty. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. He will drive out your enemy before you, saying, destroy him. So Israel will live in safety alone. Jacob's spring is secure in a land of grain and new wine, where the heavens drop dew. Blessed are you, O Israel, who is like you, a people saved by the Lord. He is your shield and helper, and your glorious sword. Your enemies will cower before you, and you will tremble down their high place. The Moses climbed Mount Nebo from the plains of Moab to the top of Pisgah, across from Jericho. The Lord showed him the whole land, from Gilead to Dan, and of Naphtali, the territory of Ephraim and Manasseh, all the land of Judah, as far as the western sea, the Negev, and the whole region from the valley of Jericho, the city of palms, as far as Jer. Then the Lord said to him, this is the land I promised on oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. When I said, I will give it to you, descendants. I have let you see it with your eyes, but you will not cross over into it. And Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in Moab, as the Lord had said. He buried him in Moab, in the valley opposite Bethel, but to this day no one knows where his grave is. Moses was 120 years old when he died, yet his eyes were not weak, nor his strength gone. The Israelites grieved for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days until the time of weeping and mourning was over. Now Joshua, son of Nun, was filled with the spirit of wisdom, because Moses laid his hands on him. So the Israelites listened to him and did what the Lord had commanded Moses. Since then, no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses, who the Lord knew face to face, who did all those miraculous things and wonders the Lord sent him to do in Egypt to Pharaoh and to all his officials and to his whole land. For one has ever shown the might power or performed the awesome with ethic that Moses did in the sight of all Israel. 신명기 34장까지 모두 읽어보았습니다. 영문으로 읽어보았습니다. 성경공부 459회 방송은 여기까지 하고 종료하도록 하겠습니다. 주기도문 기도하고 방송을 끝내겠습니다. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debt, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. 성경공부 459회 방송을 시청해 주신 분께 감사드리겠습니다. 다음 방송에서는 여호수아 영문으로 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 시청자 여러분 안녕히 계세요.